Hello everyone and welcome to my channel in this Encounters with Beautiful and Inspiring Minds. Please think of liking and subscribing to my channel so that you too can become part of this process of spreading beautiful ideas that could bring us all closer to the truth. And also, if you're interested in spreading your message out here, please write me and let's create this network of meaningful conversations. And just to tell you, truth and meaning have always been at the core of my existence, and I've learned a great deal from people who tapped into the potential of human life. And of course, through all of my clients, yes, you all have enriched my experience and sharpened my perception. And today we will be diving into the inner world of Dr. DINESH Joshi. Hello, Dr. DINESH.
Hello.
So he is located physically far away in New Delhi, India. But I'm very sure very close in heart with me and everybody watching. And I never met Dr. DINESH before, so we are going to have a glimpse in his universe together. We're discovering him right now. And Dr. DINESH is a doctor in human behavior and also an NLP practitioner for 10 years, right? You've mentioned today.
Yes.
And he's the founder and the director of DISHANSH Foundation and also of Morphosis Institute and Research Center, where they're using residential programs as a tool for change in people. So they're measuring basically the influence or the results of certain NLP tools. So, Dr. DINESH, how are things in India so far? Everything is okay for now?
In India, still, like most of the part of the world, we are also facing the same corona issues. The part of India where I am located, that is New Delhi, the situation is still not under control. So we are confined to our homes these days and abiding by all the instructions of the government and ensuring that we also contribute our bit in controlling this pandemic of corona. So these days we are in homes.
And please tell me, because I'm curious, we talked a little bit before starting the recording and you told me about what you do. Is it you who founded this institute? Is it your idea?
Yes, this is founded by me. As I said, I'm a founder director of DISHANSH Foundation. This whole idea came to my mind since I have been a student of human behavior. I have studied human behavior and done research also. So I've been very curious to know about how and why people behave the way they behave. Yes.
And can I ask you a short question here? What do you think inspired you to do that? What was your curiosity? What motivated you to go and study in that field?
While doing my research in human behavior, I was also studying a lot about neuro-linguistic programming. And then I found a connect. I found that though the people say something, but then inside them is something else. So to understand that behavior during my all studies, I found that the neuro-linguistic programming has so far given the best model to understand and study what's going inside a person, which is the result of his behavior, which is exhibited externally. So this initiated my interest into the field of neuro-linguistic programming, and then I started studying neuro-linguistic programming, and then I finally found out my mentor, who should be my mentor. I thought if I have studied this from the books, wherever I have read about NLP, one name has prominently come frequently and always is Dr. Bandler. So that's how I thought of approaching Dr. Bandler and then got trained by him for NLP. My whole idea was not only practicing NLP, my idea was also to do some kind of research so that people know that that's how it works. Not only that they have just heard about NLP, I want to show them result also. And I also want to bring them the research that I am undertaking right now. So with the idea of studying it further on how it works, why it doesn't work, I thought of coming out with a research module also. Therefore, I named this as a Morphosis Research and Morphosis Institute and Research Center.
I understand. So, but please tell me, why is it important to you to have these results and to measure the effectiveness of this technique?
See, these days NLP has become a fad word. And then when I thought of getting into it, I was very sure that it works. And then when I knew that it works, I also need to tell to the people, backed by a proper solid reasons and the research, where I can tell them, look, this is how I say that it works. So this led me to a stage where I thought practicing alone is not enough, intervention alone is not enough, uh, helping your clients is not enough. I must come out with something else, something more, and that more was in form of research. So that's how I got into research.
And what does that bring you?
It gives me deeper insight of the human behavior. Whatever we learn in NLP, it gives me a deeper insight into that. These days, if you understand, that is all science, whatever we say, is all evidence based. So research also serves as a evidence. So I can show evidence to the people that, look, these are the evidences available with me, and this evidence comes only from the research. That's how I thought of getting into research.
Perfect, thank you. I understand. So you mentioned having deeper insight into the human behavior. And now we're going into the universe of Dr. Dinesh. Why is it important to you to have that insight into the human behavior?
The question is very interesting. The answer would also be very interesting for you to know. See, when I meet people, if they are unhappy, they have no reason to be unhappy. As an outsider, when you see them, they have all the resources available what a person dream of for being happy. They have money, they have a nice family, they have absolute security of whatever things that they have. Still they are not happy. And then I also come across people who have nothing great, that an outsider would see them, and then I find them very, very happy. At the same time, there are people, when you think of their story, why they're into depressive thoughts or why they're feeling so low, you find there is no reason as such. Still, for them, there's a big reason inside. So it's very interesting that people, for the same thing, their responses are different, their behavior is different, it affects them differently. Now, why is it so? This all is very curious, and it has made my curiosity also quite high, which has led me into this field.
Have you always been curious about that since you were a child? When is it the first time you had the curiosity about the human mind and how it works?
Yes, I don't remember exactly when this curiosity arisen in my mind. However, I still think uh, after my elementary education, I, as a child, was more interested in nature, uh, was more emotional, was more uh, empathetic, towards people, was very kind. So right from my childhood, after my elementary education, I think as far as I remember, this was always in my mind that people are not that bad. He is bad for him, so why he is saying bad? So it all started from these small thoughts in my mind, and then this increased my curiosity as I grew up. So that's how my curiosity keep on increasing, as I grew up. And then this also helped me to go towards studying human behavior, and then this further led me to understanding NLP and practicing NLP, and today I'm a NLP practitioner in front of you.
And how do you use this information this knowledge, let's say it that way? How do you use this knowledge now? Everything that you have acquired through your studies and the practice of NLP and your research. How is it useful to you personally?
This information is used for me personally as well as a practitioner, because this information again tells me and confirms the idea that we say in NLP, that map is not the territory. So whatever is visible to you is not ultimate. I now, as a practitioner, I understand little deeper. I don't get into what person is saying, what we call in NLP as the content. I try to understand what is going on inside this person for him to say what he's saying now, to which we call structure in NLP. Structure is what is more important. So I pay less attention to what a person is saying these days when I talk to my clients or otherwise also. I pay more attention to why a person is saying what he's saying, how that person is saying what he's saying. So that's how it helps me understanding my clients better, and then as a result I can give them a better solution. I can help them get rid of their issues.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that with me. And I know that you're a scientist and a researcher, and so you will treat all tools equally, but do you have a favorite NLP tool that you prefer, or that you are mastering more, that you like to use it more, or you have more satisfaction after using it?
I use most of the times the submodalities as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
My approach whenever I meet client is, I just look for their intent, and then I also look for their state, and then understand what is going on inside them. What is the internal representation system that is going on in their mind. So that internal representation gives me what kind of images they are seeing, what kind of video they are playing in their mind, what kind of sounds they are hearing in mind, what kind of feelings that they have been feeling. So I just work on the submodalities and try to change the main, the predominant picture, or the visual, or audio, or the kinesthetic feeling. So I just try to change that and then get the result.
For people watching now and they don't know much about NLP or submodalities, can you do a demonstration with me now, or can you give an example what submodalities are?
Okay,
actually?
I'll elaborate on this a bit so that your listeners and the viewers would understand a bit more about the submodalities. It's very important for us to understand that at any point in time, from the environment, through these 5 senses, we get 11 million bits of information in our mind to our brain. So these 5 senses sense 11 billion bits of information. That's huge information that we send to our brain at any point in time through these 5 senses. Out of these 11 billion inputs or bits of the information that our brain has received, our brain has capacity to process only 50 bits of information per second. Now, understanding that 11 million bits of information, if it gets reduced to just 50 bits per second, just imagine the kind of information loss that has taken place. Now, this loss is a result of basically filters that we put in our place. While doing so, when we have so little information to understand a situation or judge a person, what we do is we try to complete that information, irrespective of whatever little information that we have. So in order to complete that information, what our mind does is it fills in the gap with the information that is based on our experiences, our values, our education, or our environment, our upbringing. Now that internal image that a person is having of the situation of the person is called the internal representation. Now when you change that internal picture, that could be a picture, that could be a sound, or it could even be a feeling. When you change these visual, sound, or the feeling, the result is changed. So these are called submodalities.
Yes.
Changing these submodalities will give you a different result.
My question was basically, how do we change these submodalities? Because everything you're saying here is fascinating. I'm following you and like, wow, it's very beautifully put. And I totally understand. However, I want to know, for a person who has no clue what these are, how can we actually change them easily? Can you change some modalities for me now, please? Help me change some perspective.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 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 When you talk about just let's do a quick demo with you. Right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Think of your favorite fruit.
My favorite fruit is mango.
Mango. Okay. When you say mango, what picture comes in your mind about mango?
Well, I see a big, ripe, juicy mango already cut in slices.
Very good. Okay, so when you see this picture in your mind, can you just tell me where is this picture in front of you? Where do you see this picture in front of
Oh,
you?
it's right here. It's right here, right in front of my eyes.
Okay, okay. Is it the real size picture, or is it the scale up or the scale down picture?
It is the real size. I think I see a real mango. Yeah.
Okay, you see a real mango. Okay, is it a color picture or it's a black and white picture?
Very colorful. I see the yellow.
Okay, okay. Is it in the center of your eyes, or is towards left or the right side of your eyes?
Slightly to the right, I would say.
Okay, so this picture is slightly towards right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now just tell me, if I ask you to reduce the size of the mango, that picture, do you still like this mango as much?
Well, I forgot to mention you that I'm salivating already. I already
Okay,
feel the
that's
taste of
fine.
it.
Very good. Very good. Now let's try this. This will help you further understand this concept. Okay.
Okay, so I'll make it smaller.
You make it small.
Okay, I
Okay,
make it
make
small.
it
Okay,
small
tiny
inside.
little picture.
Okay,
Okay.
you have made it very small.
Yes.
Do you still salivate so much seeing this small mango picture?
No, it doesn't look like a fruit anymore. No.
Okay, okay. Now keep the size same and make it black and white, and then see this picture.
Okay.
So do you still like this? A black
It
and
looks
white mango?
it looks like a picture from an old newspaper. So
Okay.
I
The
still, yeah, no, I'm not feeling the
you are
pleasure
not
in my mouth anymore.
okay. 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 So would you do one thing for me? Just push it away from your eyes. You.
Color picture away
Yeah.
from me. Yes. I
You
still
still.
prefer eating it.
Okay. 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 Now just move it. Move the picture down. Same picture. Bring it closer to you where it was, and but then move it down.
Okay. Yes.
Do you still salivate when you look at this picture?
Of course. Yes.
Okay, okay, very good. Now, just what you do is just make the mangoes jumping in front of you. That mango is jumping in front of you, and then you look at the jumping mango. Do you still celebrate? Do you
A little
celebrate
bit
now?
less because I'm thinking it's alive and I don't want to kill it.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. So this is a simple example of submodalities. First of all, we have to understand what are the submodalities of certainty. So your submodality, in your case, this demo, what we have seen is your submodality of certainty is you have to see picture right in front of you towards your right, real size picture in color, right? So these submodalities tells you that it's reality. So this is called submodality of reality. The moment I change this submodality, the moment I make it black and white, it doesn't attract you. The moment I reduce the size of it, it is no more attraction for you. So that's how I work on submodalities. I try to make it the submodality of uncertainty, the same image.
Okay, I understand. So if I want to start liking something that I don't like and maybe I want to like, I will have to create a picture and I will have to give the same type of submodalities. So, Dr. Dinesh, because we talk about looking inside, talking about human behavior, about being able to change states, changing preferences, changing behavior, even changing beliefs, right? I would like to ask you, what do you trust or believe beyond all doubt?
I am sure that we can influence every unresourceful emotion that we otherwise express. I have a firm belief, and I am 100% convinced on the idea that a person has full control on his emotions. He can control his emotions if he wants. Now here, if he wants is very, very important, because when I say if he wants, that tells me about the intent. So it's important for us to first work on the intent, and that changes the state. And when you change the state, the results are different.
That's beautiful. Yes, we have that power. We are the one who can
Yes.
master our own emotional state, our own
Yes.
behavior. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. So can you please give me an example of one
Okay.
state of empowerment like that you have experienced, you personally?
What I always tell people is, when you can't see present, create a clear future. If you today can't see certainly what is going to happen, create a very clear future for you. Create what is going to happen once the lockdown is lifted. What are you going to do after it's lifted, and then what, how great things you are going to achieve. And when you have that picture of future clear in front of you, you start working towards it. Your mind starts working towards it, and that leaves all the doubts away from your mind.
Yes, because this future picture is actually creating a happy state now. So, Dr. Dinesh, what is the most important gift that you are? You know, we all come in the world with a gift, and you have this analytical, beautiful, analytic, and curious mind. Is there anything other than that that you think you are gifting to our world today?
While I may get inspired from the work of people, whether in the field of NLP or human behavior or in any other field, at the same time, I just leave it at inspiration only. I try and do my own work. I try and do my own research. And then, even if it is similar to what they have said, I see a newness in that. So I'm gifted with creating something new, right? Discovering newer things which have, maybe which have been discovered, but then in different ways. I'll give you an example. These days, people talk so much about meditation, right? And then I have designed my own way of meditating, and I call it the Dishansh meditations. The ways of entering into meditation have been changed by me. I have made it more easy for people to understand
I
how
see.
and what is meditation. So this is my unique gift, that I try to bring my own innovation, creativity, uh, and my own newness into anything that I do, so that it is easier for people to understand. And then when they understand it better, then they get results also better.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me. But now you made me curious. If you can describe briefly, because I will have one more question after, before we end the interview. What is meditation to you then? You made me curious.
Meditation to me is being one with the self. The oneness of the scene, the audience, and the beholder is meditation. Meditation is a state where you are not thinking about other person, you are not thinking about yourself, and you are not even thinking that you are not thinking anything. That is meditation for me. Meditation is being all these three entities of a person as one. There is no beholder, there is no scene, and there is no audience. So when they three combine and be one, that is the meditative state for me. People approach me, they say, we want to learn meditation, and I ask them, why do you want to learn meditation? They say, we are uh, we are disturbed from inside, and then we are not at peace with ourselves. So therefore, with meditation, we have heard that we will get peace, we'll be very peaceful. So this idea is what I am against. Meditation is not to give you peace. When you are at peace, you are meditating. Anytime you are in peace, you are meditating. You don't need to know that you are meditating. That's real meditation. When you know that you are meditating is not meditation. So that's what I call it as Dishansh meditation. And this has steps. I have designed certain steps to it.
Wow, that's beautiful. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
So since we
Thank
got
you.
so deep into this subject, one last question.
Thank you.
Why do you think you're here, Dr. Dinesh, in this world, in this body, in this reality now?
Okay. I think the very purpose of our being here is our own discovery, discovering our own selves. So I'm also discovering myself. For me, the world is inside me. It's not outside. So exploring my inside world, discovering my inside world is what is the reason of my being. My every effort, even while practicing as a neurolinguistic programmer, helping people, all these time, my focus is only discovering myself. When I talk to people, it is not looking at them, it is more looking at inside me. And then to reach a stage where I know that I have understood my inner world to the fullest is what is I feel my goal. Now this would, the end result of this I am sure would be a complete dissociation. Now when I say, when you understand yourself completely, then you get dissociated, and when you get dissociated from the things, from the people, from this external world, then you know you are in peace with yourself, you are in unity with your own self, you have discovered your own self, and then you know that you exist like this everybody else also exists.
Thank you so much for that. And I relate to that as well, because I think doing this interviews and opening this channel and working with people like I do in my coaching sessions, it's exactly that. The more I discover others, the more I discover what's happening inside. And it's this exploration, I think, and I guess that it keeps us going, this curiosity of exploring what is this, who we are, and what is possible in there. So thank you so much, Dr. Dinesh. Unless you have one more word to address or something like a message to transmit, me, I'm done with my questions.
My message to all your viewers is that you can create your own happiness if you decide. The happiness is not outside, it's inside you. If you're happy, it's because of you. If you are not happy, take responsibility. And when you take responsibility, you know that you'll be happy. If you believe that happiness is inside you, you will never look for it outside, and you will always be happy whenever you want. On demand happiness. That's what is my message to all your viewers.
Happiness is inside you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dinesh. Thank you for all of you for watching. Please subscribe and like. And of course, if you have something to say and want to have a conversation here with me, spread your message, clarify also what is important to you, contact me and let's talk. And I'll see you all soon.